Most people believe revenge needs noise, words, explanations, proof, but some of the most powerful changes in life happen in silence. This is a story about that kind of silence. It's about a man named Aaron, and in many quiet ways, this story might be about you. Aaron was the kind of person who tried to do things right. He listened more than he spoke. He worked hard, kept his promises, and believed that if he stayed honest, life would eventually be fair. For a long time, that belief kept him steady, until one day, it didn't. At work, Aaron was overlooked. Not once, but repeatedly. Ideas he shared in private meetings showed up later in presentations under someone else's name. Credit slipped away from him quietly, like water through open fingers. At first he told himself it was a misunderstanding, then a coincidence, then just bad timing. But deep down, something heavier was growing. A mix of anger, confusion, and the quiet fear that maybe he was being taken advantage of. What hurt most wasn't the loss of recognition, it was the feeling of being unseen, of being treated as if his effort didn't matter. Every night, Aaron replayed conversations in his head, things he wished he had said, arguments he imagined winning, messages he almost sent, then deleted. Silence felt like weakness. Speaking up felt risky, and revenge felt tempting. He wanted them to know they were wrong, to expose them, to make sure everyone saw the truth. And for a while he believed that was the only way he could find peace. One evening after another long day, Aaron took a walk through a quiet park near his apartment. He went there often, not to think, but to escape thinking. As he sat on a bench, he noticed an older man feeding birds. The man moved slowly, calmly, as if he had nowhere else to be. After a few minutes, the man spoke, without looking up. "You look like someone who's arguing with a room full of ghosts." Aaron almost laughed, almost instead. He sighed and said, "It feels like if I don't say something, I'm letting them win." The man nodded, as if he'd heard that sentence many times before. "Silence feels unfair when you're hurting," he said, "but not all silence is surrender." That sentence stayed in the air longer than Aaron expected. The man explained something simple. When you argue with someone who doesn't respect you, you don't change them. You give them energy, attention, proof that they still matter in your inner world. But silence, the man said, tossing crumbs gently, takes something away. Aaron frowned. "Takes what away?" "Access," the man replied. "Access to your emotions, your time, your peace." They sat quietly after that. No dramatic advice, no grand lesson, just silence. That night, Aaron didn't sleep much. But for the first time in weeks, he didn't replay arguments either. The next day at work, something strange happened. Nothing. The same people spoke. The same meetings happened. The same unfairness lingered. But Aaron did something different. He stopped explaining himself to people who had already decided not to listen. He stopped defending his worth in rooms where it was already discounted. He spoke when it mattered. He stayed quiet when it didn't. At first, the silence felt uncomfortable, like he was holding his breath underwater. But slowly, something shifted. Without constant emotional reactions, the situation lost its power over him. He started focusing on his skills instead of the injustice, on his growth instead of their behavior. He documented his work calmly, built quiet confidence, prepared without announcing, and the people who once fed on his reactions began to feel the absence. They noticed he no longer reacted, no longer chased validation, no longer tried to prove anything. Silence made them uncomfortable, not because Aaron was attacking them, but because he wasn't. Weeks later, when an opportunity came up in a different department, Aaron was ready, not desperate, not angry, just ready. He left the old environment without confrontation, no dramatic exit, no final speech. And that's when it hit him. The real revenge wasn't making them feel small. It was refusing to let them shape his future. Silence didn't mean he accepted the wrong. It meant he stopped letting it define him. This is the part many people miss. Silence isn't pretending nothing happened. It's choosing not to build your life around what hurt you. Sometimes, people expect your reaction, your anger, your explanation. When you stay silent, you remove the script they were waiting for, and in that quiet space, you reclaim control. If you're watching this and feeling the urge to prove something, to explain yourself to someone who has already made up their mind, to fight for recognition in places that drain you, ask yourself one honest question. Is your voice being used to build your future, or to feed someone else's ego? Silence doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough about yourself to walk away from battles that cost too much. Not every wrong needs a response. Not every insult needs an answer. And not every situation deserves access to your emotions. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is nothing. And if this story felt close to your own life, if it reminded you of a moment where silence might have protected you, take a second to sit with that feeling. If you'd like, share your thoughts or experiences in the comments. Someone else might need to read them, and if this story brought you a sense of calm or clarity, you can gently support the channel by liking the video or sharing it with someone who might need this reminder today. Thank you for listening.